Okay, so we're taking 100 grams of flour, and then we put in one full egg every 100 grams. Okay, and then we're gonna start manipulating it. Put a bit of flour on the surface so it doesn't get sticky, and then basically we carry on manipulating it, working it until it becomes a solid piece. Okay, so at the beginning it's going to be very sticky, so you're gonna might want to be using a bit more flour, but eventually it will become more, manageable. Your hands will stay clean, and you carry on like that. Okay. How'd you pause this video? So we got some kind of a little flat surface, and then we roll it. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna roll it until it becomes quite thin, about 1-2 mils, I would say. Keep picking it up, rolling in one side to another. Make sure there is enough flour on one side on the surface, because otherwise it gets sticky on the table and then you won't be able to lift it anymore, especially when it's very thin. Okay, so you carry on like that, rolling it on each side, trying to make it an evenly, the thickness has to be even on every side. Okay, you carry on like that. I always so I do the flour, you dirty your hands with flour, you spread it around it. Okay, just you make it so that it doesn't get sticky, very important. I obviously use a smaller piece because I have a smaller surface, otherwise you can get a bigger one, but it comes like some kind of the same little, it's like making a pizza kind of thing, sort of thing. Okay, so as you can see now is just about right. It's still a bit thick, so we want to spread it a little bit more. There are machines. I mean, I got the Imperial machine. I haven't got it here, but that you can put the pasta in and it will come out into very thin sheets automatically, and that's much easier because it will make it like a nice and even rectangular sheet that you can then cut. You can make tagliatelle, spaghetti, whatever. You guys got the various thing on it, but now we have to do it the manual way because we can't go and get the machine, so that's how we do it. Okay, so that's kind of ready, and now we're gonna put it on the chopping board and cut it. I use a chopping board, otherwise I ruin the kitchen top, so carry on like that. I'll just give it another pass. So now I'm gonna be cutting the sheet, roughly, the same kind of width of the knife itself. Say about 1.5 inches, about a couple of inches, I would say. And I'm gonna cut horizontal lines. As I said again, I'm using the chopping board, and preparing the line. It doesn't matter at the edges if they're even or not. I mean, they're gonna be some waste, which I'm then going to rejoin again with another piece anyway, so it's not a big deal. And that's it. Okay, so I'm gonna show you. Hello. How do you turn it around? Oh, it doesn't let me turn around the thingy. So okay. So hopefully you see it that way. I just cut it, and then I'm gonna be cutting it in half. Okay, so I get this kind of roughly. Okay, well, this is a bit too long, so I might just cut this too as well. And that's it. Okay, let me put the phone back in here, otherwise. So I get this kind of pieces. As I said, it doesn't really matter if they are rectangular. If they are rectangular, it would be easier, better. Okay, so if you've got the patience of doing that, by all means. And then I'll take, well, this little stick. Now, ideally, you want it, this is like round shape, but if you have one straight, I didn't have any, so I just used this one here. It's from a tent. You wash and clean, of course. But if you have one like the same as an Allen key, long and straight, it's much better because it will roll differently. What I do on here, I put it on the edges, okay, and then I join it so that it stays on its own. Okay, the pasta will not get very sticky easily at the beginning because it's got the flour in between, and it's only, we made it non-sticky, and now we want it to be sticky again. So we just want to manipulate it, and then what I do, I pick it up, I hold down, and I twist like a little spiral I create. Okay, it's easier for me because then if I had the Allen key type of tube, you might be able to put a slightly less thicker, and then it would make it more like a penny. But this way in here it comes like a spiral. Okay, I keep twisting it, get a little bit longer, and then squeeze it out, and then you got it. Okay, that's it. Then I can cut it in half, or even more. I mean, if you want it, that way for me is fine. Okay, and then I put them in here in a tray with some flour, and then they eventually get dry. They get a bit hardened up, which is what I want. Then they're ready to cook. Okay, so we'll connect again in a minute. Spiral coming. You can make it like a drilled bits almost. Look at that. That is so because if I had a longer stick, I would make a much longer one, much quicker. There you go. And the video is going to be too long, so I have to pause it. And you put it into on the tray just with a bit of flour. Just make sure they're not sticky to each other, because they could become sticky. See, this one here is already kind of more rigid, and these are ready. Then obviously I shake the flour off after. Okay, and there you go. That's how you make your pasta. Then now we're gonna make the sauce, and then we're gonna cook it and eat it and get fat.